how are you this morning?
I'm all right, Jim. Thank you very much. Lovely morning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
And here we are in the wilds of Lancashire.
We are indeed.
Burnley.
Yes, indeed.
And so we're going to. What are we actually going to experience today then? Just briefly.
Well, briefly, Brian is going to take two of these boats out onto the canal. That's going to flood the dock.
Yes.
And he's going to take the boats out, and then he's going to bring another boat in, as far as I know.
Yes.
Brian's just getting ready at the moment to get everything ready while we're doing this filming.
Okay.
So that's all I can really tell you at the moment. As I say, if you want to start to film his progress as he's getting ready to take everything out.
Yes. That's fine.
Quite welcome to.
So how are there many of these kind of like dry dock things along the canal, or
in between Skipton and Wigan? There's only 3 as far as I know, which actually is a dry dock.
Right.
The one in Wigan's been there a long while. I don't know how long exactly, but this one here has been about 5-6 years since it was first started, because it was just full of reeds, trolleys, tyres and everything.
Yes, okay.
And they dug all the silt out and had to take it away to be tested, because it was near a colliery at the time.
Right.
Before the park was built, after the colliery shut down.
Yes.
And so it's just a case of seeing how we go with it, really.
And you're obviously, I mean, I know you've got an interest because of your business where you're doing time, and you must be pretty well known to a lot of these boat owners and people.
Yeah, a lot of the boat owners bring the boats in here to be painted and blackened and everything like that.
Yes.
You know, and that's how I get involved with doing the lettering.
Right. So this is a good opportunity for you to do it then, isn't it, really?
Well, it is, yeah, because obviously, you know, you're not stuck with the weather.
No.
You know, and there's plenty of room in the dock, because obviously it can accommodate 2 narrow beams.
Yes.
Or 1 wide beam.
Yes.
You know, so...
Because I wondered when I saw it the other day when we were at Five Rise Locks, you know, you're going to do some painting, and really the boat is sort of bobbing about in front of you a bit, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That must be very awkward.
Yeah, at least in here it is actually stationary and it doesn't move.
Yes.
You know, but on the canal it is a bit of a problem, because like you say, you know, you've got boats going past which obviously rock the boat that you're painting.
Yes.
So you've got to accommodate for that.
Yes.
Lots of people can't understand how I can actually letter when it's all moving about.
Yes.
You know, but you get used to it, you know.
Well, I'm sure you do.
You know there's a boat coming long before you actually see it, because everything starts moving with the push of the water.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so you're still busy at the moment then in that. Are you still obviously working on the boats at the moment, being the summer?
Yes, I've got a number of boats to actually letter during the summer.
Right.
And so a couple. I mean, I'm doing one next week in Skipton, at Pennine Cruises in Skipton, which is in a polytunnel.
Yes.
It's not ideal, because in the middle of summer the polytunnel gets very, very hot, as you would know.
Yes.
So I end up going early in the morning, working until about lunchtime when it gets too hot.
Yes.
And then I come out and go back in about 7 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
And work until midnight.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only way you can do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it just gets too hot. So I'm in there, I think next week it'll be, when they finish the boat, when they finish painting the boat that they're on with.
Yes.
So
that's great.
So I'll be there.
So have they got a similar setup to that inside that building that they've got? It's just a little bit further, sort of.
Oh, for the dry dock you mean, at Pennine Cruises? Yeah, but they lift the boats out of the water.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
right.
It's a different carry-on. Instead of dropping the water, they lift the boats out.
Ah, right. Okay.
You see, which is good really, because if you're actually lettering in there, you can alter the lift as you want.
Yes.
So it's all nice and level for you, and you don't hurt in your back trying to.
That's great.
And that's.
Okay,
so, yeah.
I'll go and have a look, see what's going on, if anything.
Yeah. Okay then. I'll leave you to it, and hopefully see you in maybe a little while.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay then, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
obviously this is sluice and it's all in the up position because it's we've let the water out. So we're now dropping this down.
Yes.
It's just a plate that goes into grooves, and pressure prevents the water escaping.
Yes.
So once that's in position, we'll screw it down. It comes up and opens up.
Yes.
About 2 inches, and you'll see the water cascading to the dock.
Right. So the engineers must have known the stuff in the beginning of all this then, Brian, when, you know, to get the levels and things right. So I suppose it's like building the 5 rise locks in a way, isn't it?
Just exactly the same.
Yes.
I mean, it's tremendous what they did then.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, absolutely brilliant.
And how old is this place then?
Well, it's on the map in 1820.
1820.
But it's been we've seen it, I don't know where now, offhand, but we've seen it talked about in 1796.
Wow.
So it was a guy called Burley, and it was called Burley's Boatyard in the beginning.
Yeah.
So he was a prominent guy from Burnley, I guess.
Right, right.
And that's as much as I know there. And then obviously the coal board had it.
Yeah.
And they used to bring the boats in for mending and also get the pit things delivered.
Yeah.
The pit props and the cobbles and things like that.
Yeah.
We got an old picture with them doing that.
Yeah.
And obviously that went, I think it was the winter of, end of the winter 1962
Yeah.
to January, February 1963.
Yeah.
Was a big freeze.
Yeah.
And I think that was the end of the...
that was the death knell, wasn't it?
That was the death.
Obviously there's still a demand then, Brian, from, you know, you're busy obviously doing the blacking. Is that the term, blacking?
It is the term blacking, yes, we do blacking, and we've got a welder, Keith, he's very good, and he does the bits and bobs like,
yes.
Well, he does anything. But like anything, we're getting older and we're doing less and less, I'm afraid. Just need somebody young to take it over.
Yes.
But there's a great demand for it, and it's a superb dock.
Yes.
To work in.
I can imagine.
You know, very dry. It's as clean as you keep it. So yes, and there's demand because it's bang in the centre.
Yes.
There's a wide beam dock at the Canal and River Trust have it at Wigan.
Yes.
And there's also another one at Snaregell at the other side.
I was there the other day actually at Snaregell.
Right,
I walked past there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know the COVID situation. I went to speak to the owner, but she hasn't got back to me yet. Because I went to Silsden as well. Steve, I said, what a lovely guy he was.
Oh yes,
and he's got a nice little yard there, hasn't he?
He has.
And then of course the Skipton boats as well. And
Ian at Pennine
that's right. Yeah.
Yes, he's got a narrowboat dry dock.
Yes, I've seen that.
He lifts them up on.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, we hired from them in 2017. We had a lovely holiday, lovely boat. But yeah, there's more to being a boat owner than you think, isn't there? Really, in what needs to be done, and it's only like having a car, isn't it? It's got to be looked after and serviced.
Looking after. I mean, the biggest thing for boat owners to do is look after what's under the water, because when that goes, it costs a lot of money.
You're in trouble.
And for the sake of, you know, taking the boat out every 2 years, that I recommend, it will keep a boat in its good condition.
Yes.
If you let it go more, 3, you get that bit extra wear.
Yes.
If you let it go 4 or 5, sometimes if the electrolysis and the eating away of the metal,
Yes.
you'll have no boat left, and then everybody's upset.
Yeah, obviously. And so the purpose of today then, Brian, we're filling the dock, and you're going to take, are you taking both of these boats out? Or?
No, I'm leaving mine in.
Yes.
And I'm taking the customer's boat out.
Yes.
That's finished, that's had a new blacking and
Yes.
bob back on. So he's coming about lunchtime.
Yes.
I've got another boat to go in. That's the rudder stock at the end, the bearings on the top plate.
Yes.
That's going to be replaced.
Yes.
And we'll have a look at the cup at the bottom of the skeg.
Right.
Because sometimes that wears a lot and you get a banging and clanking.
Right.
And a trembling up through your rudder.
Right.
So we'll alleviate that.
Okay.
And just have a quick look. He said it's been 2-packed, so we'll have a quick look at that. Because people have the boats 2-packed, and to have a boat 2-packed, you need a boat grip blasting back to metal, because the metal of a boat, when it's pressed and whatnot, when the metal's been made,
Yes.
puts a film on it called mill scale.
Yes.
And that's rock hard, but it can dislodge over time or whatever.
Right.
And if that's not taken off, or like the term grip blasted back to bare metal,
Yes.
it leaves like an anodized finish on it.
Yeah.
Like a really pinpricked metal surface.
Yeah.
And the 2-pack will adhere to that, no problem at all.
Right.
And then you'll have a good boat, a few coats of a good quality 2-pack, and you can get 10-15 years.
Really?
And it'll protect it through all the galvanic.
I was just going to ask you about that. How long, how often do people have this done under normal circumstances?
Well, the 2-pack, or just the blacking,
Yeah.
I recommend every couple of years.
Yes.
If you want to keep your boat as you've got it now,
Yeah.
every 2 years, have
Yeah.
it blacked and treated and look round,
Yeah.
and it'll stay like that forever and a day.
Oh, well, that's brilliant.
So
That's brilliant.
that's what we recommend. But then again, people say, oh, it is an expense, but boats are expensive.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. That's incredible engineering, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
And when it's full, you're taking one boat out and putting another one in.
Yes.
And this is the one that's got the problem. So what is the problem then, please, Brian?
This is the there's a bearing on this top.
Yes.
This is what's called a swan neck.
Yes.
And it goes down there, and this particular one bolts onto the rudder shaft.
Yes.
And the bearing there has
Oh.
totally collapsed and everything. So
Yes.
I'll take that when I get it in. I mean, you could do it here, but we're going to look at other things as well.
Yeah.
So I'll do it in the dock when the water's out and
Yeah.
everything's safer.
Yeah.
So it just needs undoing, taking off, and replacing basically.
Yes. Is that a big job then?
It's not too big a job.
Right.
It's but that's the beauty of a dry dock.
Yeah, obviously.
You can get at it. You've
Yeah.
got the tackle to do it and the space to do it.
Nearly there then, Brian. What do you think?
Yes, the dock's full now, so Keith and I just take the safety gate down.
Yes.
And the little footpath over
Yeah.
over the mouth of the
Yes.
dock, and then I'll raise the gate.
Yep.
And
Out we go.
out we go.
Lovely. So have you seen this procedure many times yourself?
Oh
Eddie?
yes, I've seen it on a number of occasions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
It's interesting, isn't it?
it is interesting. Yeah, it really
And
is.
to think that, this has been going on for like 200 years.
Indeed.
And,
So
and the
yeah.
skill they had to build something like that
Yeah.
in those days,
Yeah,
It just
it's-
makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It does indeed, yeah. You know, I know it's all electric now, sort of thing with the hoist and that,
Yeah.
like, but at one time it'd been block and tackle, I suppose, like,
Yeah, yeah.
lifting it out and everything, but nothing's changed, it's all the same
Yeah,
still.
it's all the same basics,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, it's just a case of getting the boat out of the canal into the dry dock to maintain it
Yeah.
and that, and it's not changed over the time.
No, it's very
So-
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's round outside.
That's a nice boat, isn't it, Brian?
It's a beautiful boat, yes.
Isn't it lovely?
Round, or else you're going to hit your boat.
Yeah.
Just to keep it down into that bottom plank. Simple but effective.
Then Eddie, you've seen that many times before, I guess.
Yes, it's always interesting every time it's done.
Yeah.
And yes, it's a thing that a lot of people would never see.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing really to say that.
Morning's work.
Yes, well, yes. Just gonna pull the plug, so to speak.
Pull the plug out the back.
Out of there and
Job done.
job done. The boats will be down, keep an eye on them. Make sure the ropes don't get tight and it's all safe. And then it should just nicely sit on the beams.
So where does all this water go to, Brian?
This water goes to the River Brun, which is like 200 yards that away.
Yes.
Through a 12-inch pipe. Pipe's about like this size.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Right. Right. Excellent. Well, thank you for allowing me to do this. It's been very interesting.
No problem.
Very interesting.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Job to go.
So it's been a wonderful morning. Thank you very much indeed to come along here and to meet you all and to see the workings of a dock, and it's been fantastic. Now, just a quick question: can you tell me the sort of brief history of this particular part? When was it opened and all that kind of stuff? Or I don't know whether you know the detail. It's not that necessary, but what made you take this on?
We took this on primarily because we wanted to paint boats. people were asking us to paint boats all the time.
Yes.
So we needed somewhere to put it.
Yes.
Failing with the polytunnels and things like that,
Yeah.
we clapped his eyes on this dry dock that was
Yes.
trees growing out of it and very
Yeah.
dilapidated and just forgotten about, basically.
Right.
And it seemed a good idea at the time.
Yes.
And it took Les and I, with various friends and helpers, 2 years, two and a half
Really?
years,
Yeah.
Really?
to get it
Restore it.
sorted,
Yes.
restore it to its.
And to find out who actually owned it then.
It
Yeah.
took 3 months to find out who owned it. The
Really?
council had forgotten about it, the waterways had forgotten about it,
Yes.
but in the end we got it sorted.
Because it originally belonged to the colliery,
Yeah.
for the Bank
Hall
Hall Colliery,
Yes.
where they brought the boats in for maintenance,
Yes.
the big coal barges.
Yes. Now, I've got to know you very much, Brian, and I don't think you're a grumpy sod at all. I think you're a lovely bloke.
You're not with him all the time.
Not really.
No, but seriously, it's been lovely. Good northern folk. I like good northern folk. Now, the last thing to mention is, I know you say, you know, you've been at it for years now, and you're
Yes.
running out of puff a little bit.
I am running out of puff.
You're
It's
running out of
definitely.
steam, aren't you?
I'm running out
Yeah.
of steam. I'm generally, apart from the help of our friend Keith over there,
Yeah.
on our own, on my own,
Yeah.
blacking boats, and I've stopped painting. It's just I've got to the time of life now that I want to pack up. So
Yeah.
we're hopefully
Retirement,
hopefully
wasn't it?
wanting to sell the dock,
Yes.
and so it will be going up for sale.
Yes.
As soon as, really. If
Right.
anybody sees this and they like the idea,
Yes.
it could be done a lot more with than what I do.
Than you are.
Potential.
Yeah.
The potential is fantastic.
Well, I can imagine you're absolutely right, and I mean, you know, talking to all the other, I've spoken to one or two of the boat owners, like at Silsden as an example, and one or two others, and they're telling me. I mean, I know it's been a bad year with the COVID for everybody, but you know, it's still a growing industry, and
Yes,
there's more
very
and
much
more
so.
and more boats, and you know, there's the electric boats and all that kind of stuff coming in now, and
Yeah.
you know, in bigger numbers.
Yeah.
And so, if anybody wants to put an offer in, or anybody wants to talk to you about it,
So-
here's the number which I'm going to show as we close. And I'd just like to say thank you very much indeed for your hospitality, and it's been
You're welcome.
lovely to meet you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Your team, the team.
The team.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye now. Bye.
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 Bye.